And here we're off.
We're live.
Hey, welcome to Hanging with Hot Rod. This is our week 3 show. This is where we give you the picks in football this week and the NFL against the spread and how to beat your bookie. Last week, unfortunately, I had a little down week in my picks on this show. Overall, though, I'll go over it in a minute. But overall, I wasn't bad for the week.
I was positive.
He was excellent, which I always knew he would be.
Listen, my picks would have been 4-1 if the Giants did not.
Yes.
Repeat. Did not. Not even. I would have been 5-0.
Yeah.
If the Giants
and Baltimore.
Oh my God.
If KC doesn't fumble, but that's football. You can't ifs and buts and candy nuts. Anyway, I was 2-3 last week. I'm 5-5 for the year, so that's way below. Anybody that's watched this show, that's way below what I usually do. Manny here is 6-4. He went 3-2. No, 4-2.
Well, 3-2 for the
3-2.
past 2 weeks.
Yeah. So 3-2, 3-2. He's staying on the positive side. That's excellent. That's the way to do it. I also give my picks on Instagram and Twitter. I'll put up my parlays. Last week I had a parlay with Dallas, Tennessee, and the Colts. That came in last week. Nice little hit. Shout out to Nick there who played it and then screenshot me, sent me a little message, and I screenshotted it. I'll put it up eventually on Twitter for everyone to see. He won a little bit of money, which is nice. But I have my parlay. It's better than losing. I put my college and my pro picks up on Instagram and Twitter. That's being said, we want to get in started this week. I want to thank our sponsors as always. We got Graftex, Gators, Central City Bar and Grill, Groton Ave Liquors, and I hate if I'm forgetting somebody, but if I am, Homer Hops, all our sponsors. We're still going live, as you can tell. We're live on Facebook. I will download
I like the live.
I like the live too, but we don't have our we don't have all the graphics that we normally do. But that's okay. This is week 3. We're probably gonna do this for a few more weeks. We got a few more segments coming on. It's gonna be good. We're gonna get right into the games. Last week, we'll talk about last week's games. Boy, we had a lot of, it's funny. Each week, everybody jumps off a cliff. Like you're either the best team. One week does not make a season. First week, Steelers beat Buffalo. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, Pittsburgh Steelers are the greatest team ever. They're back. They're the top 5 team." Pump the brakes. Even though I'm a huge Steeler fan, this week we had a little bit of a stumble. Don't make excuses for losses, but our offensive line has got to be much better.
Yikes.
Injuries, big injury bug. Anytime you take T.J. Watt, Joe Hayden, and Devin Bush off our defense, I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to play with many teams. That's what happened this week. I'm not taking anything from Oakland, but if our players are in, that game's totally different. Offensively, we've got to do better. I don't know. This week's going to be tough. Pittsburgh's got Cincy. It's not one of the games we're going to talk about, but since this is my show and I talk about Pittsburgh all the time anyway, Ben's hurt. I don't know if he's going to be in or not. That is going to be a big problem if he's not, because I don't trust our backup quarterbacks
Who's your
at
backup
all.
quarterback?
We've got 2. We got Mason Rudolph, and we've got Dwayne Haskins right over from Washington.
All right.
So
hold on. That's pretty decent too.
No, they're not bad. They're not bad.
I feel like Dwayne Haskins just never had an opportunity in Washington.
He didn't.
He's still 6'5".
He's a monster.
He's still like 250.
He's a monster.
And
he looked good in preseason.
I think with the weapons that you guys still have on the team, either one of your backup quarterbacks can make it work.
Because what happens is, just since we're talking about it, I'll give you the quick. What happens when Ben's not in, everyone else, because when Ben's in, they're all relying on Ben. Mm-hmm. Whether he's old and too old to do it anymore, that's a different discussion. But I think the team all sits back and waits for Ben to do something. When he's out, they all step up their game a little bit, and everybody contribute. It's almost one of those factors like
they actually play as a team.
Yes, and I'm not saying Ben's bad for the team,
but
I just think, and we got Cincy, we got Cincy, so that's another good thing to happen. In any case, we're going to get into the games this week, Thursday. And then, so what else did we have? Anything else? I wanted to talk about and get your opinion. We've got there's 7 teams that are 2-0. Again, this is the beginning of the season. 2-0 teams usually make the playoffs. That's the percentages. If you're 0-2, you got a long haul to get back, but it does happen. The 2-0 teams. How about the NFC South? Now I'm a Steeler fan, but I like the AFC and whatever. But the NFC South has got 3 teams that are 2-0. That's crazy to me.
7-1 as a conference.
That conference is by far the toughest in the NFL, in my opinion. You got the 49ers, they're 2-0. They're playing, they were just in the Super Bowl 3 years ago. It wasn't like they haven't, they're not that far off removed from being that good. We got the Rams, who've got a new quarterback and seem to be clicking real well. Stafford is doing well there, and that offense has got tons of talent. The defense is solid. And then you got I don't know how surprising, you got the Cardinals. And Kyler Murray is the front runner early. Again, these are all early. We got something to talk about anyway.
Yeah.
But he's the front runner for the MVP, in my opinion. He's had about 50 touchdowns in 2 games. The guys are it's like watching a Madden football game.
Yeah.
He runs around. Kyler Murray is unbelievable. And he's only about 5. If he's 5'10",
he's like 5'10".
he's not a big dude, but he's fast. Awesome, and so you got so those are the 3 teams in that division that are 2-0. Then you got Seattle, and I wouldn't throw Seattle's 1-1. Seattle's good, and they just lost to a Tennessee team that was Derrick Henry. They finally said let's give him the ball, which and the guy where he ran, he was ridiculous. Yeah,
like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, in 189 in the second half. Any case, that division is ridiculous. I just wanted to bring that up. I was looking at some things. I'm like, that's an impressive. Who's going to win that division? Good luck. I pick now. I have no idea.
If I was to pick now, I'd say the Rams.
Okay.
I'm just confident with the Rams. I think.
The defenses.
I think their defense and just having a quarterback change. Their biggest issue was always, Jared Goff is here, Jared Goff is there, Jared Goff is nowhere.
Yeah. Yep.
Matthew Stafford is a more consistent quarterback, in my opinion.
I don't disagree.
And I think they have what it takes to go in and game in and game out with anybody, toe to toe. And I think Matthew Stafford can, really pull through in the fourth quarter.
He's got a rocket. That's never been a question. He's just been on a bad team, Detroit, for all those years.
The Cardinals just developed that team.
Yep.
The Rams have had a solid defense, a solid offense, and all they needed was a better quarterback. So I think they take it far. I mean, the 49ers are still a solid team. They're always a solid team, and they can bring it right back. But I don't know. I think the Rams take it this year.
There's not a bad pick. You could have said the 49ers. You said the Cardinals.
Or Seattle. Because
Seattle.
That whole division could just...
How awful to be in that division. I thought Pittsburgh's division was going to be hard enough. That is a division that is just... Any case, all right. So that's just some of the NFL news. Got lots of injuries. Something that just came over the wire. Antonio Brown's in COVID, so he'll be out this week. Tampa Bay guys, I don't know how much that makes a difference. Tom Brady's got so many weapons. I don't think it makes that huge of a difference.
His focal
point. He's ridiculous.
Gronk has 5 touchdowns in 2 games?
Yeah, that's just crazy. Yeah. And then another NFL point. On Monday Night Football, there was a new show that I highly recommend anybody go watch. The 2 Manning brothers. It's on ESPN2. Basically, what they do is they're giving commentary during the NFL game, and it is the best thing I've witnessed. They give insights. What's happening before they call out the plays, the defenses, what the offense is calling, what the offense is running.
Romo started doing it for Fox.
Yeah, but it's 10 times better. The Manning. I'm just telling you, the Manning brothers are awesome.
I know Peyton Manning likes to read defense very, very.
Oh God!
I think he probably reads the defense better than
anybody.
Better than Tony Romo.
I don't think. He definitely. Well, they call out the plays. They called out, just a prime example, the Green Bay game Monday night. Yeah. They Detroit came out with 2 deep safeties, which then makes the running game. You need to run the ball, and they were making Aaron Rodgers have to be patient as opposed to try to pass the ball all the time. And they even long story short, after the game, it was kind of funny because they were talking about the 2 deep zone, and Aaron had to run the ball, and he had to be patient. After the game, they went to Aaron Rodgers and said, "Hey, what do you think about the game?" And he just said right off the bat, "Well, they were running a 2 deep zone, so we had to run the ball." It was just funny because that's exactly what the Mannings were, and it's a really cool show. I highly recommend it. Other than watching our show, because our show's cool.
Point out that Gronkowski does not watch film. He came out and publicly said that.
He was on the show. He was on that show, and he said, "I don't watch. I go up to film." He goes up to Tom Brady before the game and says, "Hey, who's covering me, and what routes do I got to do?" That's how Gronk does it. Whatever. That's Gronkowski. All right, let's get into the games this week. We got the Panthers on Thursday night. They're -8 against Houston. Over/under is 44. Panthers are 2-0, kind of a surprise.
I say 3-0.
I don't disagree with that, but Christian McCaffrey, we all knew was going to be the best running back. The biggest thing with the Panthers is the quarterback. They brought Sam Darnold in from the Jets, and now all of a sudden Sam Darnold isn't the worst player ever in the world. He's having quite a little...
It's always about time and place for
certain
players.
It is.
And people don't ever understand that.
That this might be a perfect fit for him. On the other hand, you're looking at Houston. Houston is absolutely decimated. They are down. Well, they're down to their third string quarterback, and
Davis Mills.
There he is, Davis Mills.
Davis.
Look at the spider come down.
Is a spider?
Yeah, spider's coming right down in the camera.
Just coming to the camera.
Come on down, bud.
All right, so
David Mills is coming in. They have Deshaun Watson. They will not play Deshaun Watson.
Davis Mills.
So Davis Mills is the man. I don't know how that's going to work.
This is what I'm going to say. Carolina goes 3-0 after this week.
Yes.
The only way the Texans are going to beat Carolina is if Davis Mills shows up
and lights
he's
out.
considered a development quarterback. Like, he
best.
still needs to develop.
Yeah. I think it's a bad thing.
So I don't know.
No.
I see Carolina just stomping the yard. With
it's -8, so I fear a backdoor cover. I just mentioned that because that always scares me with a late touchdown. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. We're both on the Panthers, though, and I think that's an easy pick. Our first game on Sunday that we're going to go over is Chargers and Chiefs. The Chiefs are -6.5, and we got the over-under at 55 and a hook. So the Chiefs are one of those. Last year they were very tough to bet. They won a lot of games, but they never cover. And it looks like we're going to fall in the same. They actually lost to the Ravens, which was that fumble was awful. Yeah. But in any case, they had a real. They had the game against the Ravens and they gave it up. But that's here nor there. The Chargers are pretty good.
Yes.
I like the quarterback, Herbert. He is good. He's very good. Austin Eckler is an excellent running back. They've got good receivers.
That is Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Herbert.
Okay, so I will say that Justin Herbert is going to throw for another 300-yard game.
Yes.
I see the Chargers. They could win, but the only thing is that they're having an issue with completing end zone plays.
In the red zone, they're having a tough time.
Now, I will say every time every team faces Kansas City, for the most part, everyone shows up. Everyone brings their hardest. So
Great point.
That might give the Chargers a little bit of edge, but I think after having a very disappointing 1-point loss to the Baltimore Ravens, I don't see Kansas City slipping up again.
You think they're gonna cover that 6.5?
I think Kansas City wins, but I do see Justin Herbert throwing for over 300 yards again.
All right, I mean that's it. So I agree with your assessment there. I am taking the 6.5 though. Taking the Chargers. I don't think they're good.
High scoring game.
I think a high scoring game. I think they keep it close somehow. The Chiefs very easily could. That's not one of my high plays, but I'm taking the Chargers in that. So we got the Chiefs and the Chargers. He got the Chiefs. I got the Chargers. That's all right. All right, so then I'm going to go. Now our next game we're going to talk about, we think, is probably the highest, the best game of the weekend.
Best game of the weekend.
Which sometimes ends up being a dud. I hope not. I think it's going to be. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're -1.5 versus the upstart Rams with Stafford. 54.5 is the over/under. I think you just get a box of popcorn, sit on your couch, and watch and bet the over, and just watch the team scoring each other all day long. Yep. Two things that come out, in my opinion. Two things come out. There's an even game spread at the beginning of the week. It's now gone to the Bucks -1.5. That doesn't change a whole lot in my mind in the betting world. It was going to slide a little bit. Stafford being new, we don't know how that's going to work yet. He's played excellent. The team's played well, but they still are new together. So that's something to be considered. The old man, Tom Brady, I'm going to puke in my mouth saying this, is having one of the... Oh, God. I can't believe it. I can't... Oh, Jesus Christ. We're going to have to get another co-host after this week. I just can't take it. Tom Brady is playing lights out. He's had another 4 or 5 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. The guy doesn't... At 44, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You can't... And he's doing it. And he's doing it very well.
Brett Favre is looking at himself in the mirror.
Yes,
what happened to me?
I need to get on that seaweed diet, whatever. Tom Brady, whatever. So that being said, the Bucks are lights out. Defense is solid. Offense solid. This is going to be a hell of a game.
Wait, who's traveling to who?
Yeah, you're right. They're going to Tampa Bay is going to the Rams, so it's the Rams are home.
Ooh.
Yeah, that makes a difference. Okay. I agree. And listen,
so I'm definitely staying with my. Oh, actually, no, I did not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that the Rams are going to win.
I'm taking the Bucks. I'm telling you that.
Bucks,
all right,
actually.
So we're both going on the Bucks this game.
Look.
What a game!
It's going to be a great game.
I think so. I'm excited.
Defense is definitely going to play a factor.
Yes.
Rams have solid defense. Bucks have solid defense. Both quarterbacks are good.
Yeah.
It's just
Tom
Brady is Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know you don't want to say that anymore.
His veteran factor, he keeps his cool up until the last second. So I think that's what puts them over.
I see a late field goal.
I see Gronk probably getting another 3 touchdowns. Who's covering Gronk?
Cover that guy.
He's 6'7", 6'8", like 280 pounds. Who's covering him?
Put someone on.
I don't even see Jalen Ramsey doing it.
I don't know.
I don't see it.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, like, he might hit him once, maybe twice, but I don't see it.
That guy,
big boy.
He's huge. All right, so we're both on the Bucks. That makes sense. All right, so we got our 8 o'clock Sunday night game. We got the Green Bay Packers versus the 49ers. Right now, the 49ers are minus 3.5 and 49.5 is the over/under. Packers obviously had they had a bad game. I don't disagree with you what you're talking about, but I am taking the Packers in this. But I'm going to tell you why. I think Aaron Rodgers and the offense is, it's only been one game. They played real well against Detroit, put up 35 against them. I think they know each other. The Niners, though, they're 2-0. I've been hemming and hawing. I don't like these games. I'm not putting stars against any of them where I want you to bet heavy on them, but I think the Packers, I'm going with the Packers with a late field goal just to keep it close, or the Niners win by 3.5. It is what they're not going to win by 3.5. I think they keep it within a 3-point spread.
I think the defense shuts down Green Bay again.
That could happen.
I think the 49ers show Green Bay that they're not really all that they're made to be, because at the end of the day, without Aaron Rodgers,
you're
not really doing anything.
Nope.
And I think the 49ers are going to be steamrolling over Green Bay probably.
Their defense is playing well.
There's just too much drama in Green Bay.
Too
much like media.
Yeah, you make good points.
Everyone's just like involved. I know that Aaron Rodgers probably doesn't care. He's probably trying to, just shake it off. But at the end of the day, news is news.
Yep.
And
it's distractions are distractions. I gotcha.
Distractions.
And him with the whole hoopla before the season about playing, not playing, that does have an effect on everything. I make a good point. Well, we'll see. Still beginning of the year. 49ers, are they for real or not? We're going to find out. All right, Monday night game. Eagles versus the Cowboys.
This is going to be
-4.
Very interesting.
Yes, it is. And 51.5. So we got Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott. It's at Dallas. These teams know each other. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. So I don't know. I went back and forth. I look at this game, and
So if I'm not,
I'm taking the Cowboys. I'm reverse jinxing it.
So I definitely picked the Cowboys for this one.
Okay.
Only because, I think they're out of 2 of their top wide receivers. So this means that they have to ride Ezekiel Elliott a lot this game.
Which would be good.
They're going to be at home, so it's always going to be tough. And Dak Prescott is healthy and doing what he has to do.
Yes, he is.
The only thing I would say is that Philly has only allowed just a little over 20 points in the last, I think, 2 games as a whole.
Yes, the defense is playing well.
So that means the defense is really well. But we did see the Cowboys go up against the Bucks in the very first game of the season.
Oh, yeah.
And
put a bunch of points up.
Put a bunch of points up, smack them in the mouth a little bit, show them that they could bang with the big boys, with the champions. So I think the Cowboys are going to take it home today.
Yeah,
I think Hurts is gonna realize that he can't really beat America's team.
I hate that
in Week 3.
So okay, so in one podcast we've talked about Tom Brady being the GOAT, and you just said the Cowboys are America's team. Dude, you got to know your place here. That's bullshit.
Isn't that their title?
Yes, but I don't want to hear it.
Hey, look, I'm a Giants fan. I don't give about the Cowboys. I'm just going based off what everybody else gives them their title. That's not America's team.
Listen, my team got smoked, and I'm butthurt this week. So I'm just doing what
America's team has failed to do anything in the playoffs for like the past
That is absolutely correct. That is correct. No. Well, and then it's not one of the games we talked about, but it looks like your Giants have a chance this week to get on the board, which is good against Atlanta.
Everyone bet that the Giants are going to win against the Falcons, and if the Falcons beat the Giants, just retire yourself as a fan because I quit.
I hear you, but I think you're going to be okay. All right, so those are our picks for the week. The Mush pick of the week, he is 0-2. The Mush is right back in the scheme of things. Last week he lost again. He took the Rams, and they didn't cover, even though they won. He's taking the Broncos against the Jets, getting 10.5. So if you want to take anybody, take the Jets this week. The Mush pick. Future weeks, we're going to have Junkyard Jerry back on the show. We are going to be starting up Best Bartender of the Week. That's in the makings. We will have some new segments, but check out my Instagram, Hanging with Hot Rod, and Twitter. on Instagram, I'll have my parlay picks, and I'll have all the picks that we take on the show. We'll put them on there also. Other than that, hey, good show. Nice job. Till next week.
Till next week.
I think we're good. All right.
Have a wonderful day.
Good seeing you guys.
Woo-hoo.